Welcome to the Trying Art Podcast, where we do art and talk about it. I'm the magnanimous host, Magnus X, and this is my co-host, my protege, if you will, Lily Valor.
Thanks. Glad to be
Are you?
here. You want the friend answer or the honest
I
answer?
want the honest answer.
No.
I kind of wish I took that back. I kind of wish I got the friend answer now. Um, I'm sorry you're contractually obligated to be here. Um,
It's
really,
fine.
really tried to fly in Julio like last minute, but time zones wouldn't permit, so we had to
Julio.
solo. Julio is a wonderful digital illustrator from Brazil. Uh, Most known for his pieces of creatures and animals of various types. Um, and you can follow him on Instagram at a handle that I cannot pronounce or spell at the moment, but will and that's it. That's the end of that statement. I'm sorry, Julia.
Honestly, I feel like I probably should know it. So it's Julio underscore Cronenberger.
hmm
I'm not spelling it, sorry.
Yeah. See, like,
I can. I'm
yeah.
just not gonna put you through that. I could.
My favorite thing about Julio is when he asks how to say his last name, he goes, "I don't know."
Yeah, I'm like, come on, dude.
I was like, "Oh."
Anyway, what's the weather?
Today, so I told you that I think this has been the general vibe for the last week for me is that I'm at a break point where like
Wait. Break point or a breaking point?
break point, not a breaking point.
Okay.
But like I feel like the average has been like a 5 and um I'm feeling okay, but I know something horrible, not horrible, but I know like there's a big stressor coming up and I'm just like I have a moment to breathe. Like I'm getting 10 seconds to rest before I have to go back into the bullshit.
hmm
So that's the general vibe that I'm having right now.
Okay, valid.
And how about you? What's your tip?
I'm gonna say at the moment I'm probably a 6.4.
The
But
hell yeah.
the general vibe definitely has been probably around 5, maybe 4.8 point. I think I'm tired. I think
Okay.
that's where I'm at. Well, I've just been banging out. Just tired. I want to work on something.
That isn't commissions.
Yeah. Like I've got ideas and I had a bunch of ideas, but
Mm-hmm.
then these came up. So obviously I'm doing those. But yeah, I think
Oh,
I need like an art vacation. Not like a vacation from art, but like a vacation of art.
so you on a vacation from like the commissions to do like
Yeah.
to do you.
Yeah.
That's valid.
That's all right. Yeah, honestly, and I think using the podcast as a way to not work on commissions for a second, I think is a good idea for me. Like
Yeah.
if I am working on commissions all the time, at least I have a day during the week. Like I can still put a little bit of work into something else.
Yeah.
Like
I
like right now I feel great working. This is boosting my to like 6.8.
mhm. I think I was thinking to myself that like because right now I'm not drawing as much as I used to, and that's because of outside like things that kind of take priority in terms of keeping me alive.
Mhm.
So because of that, this podcast thing that we're doing is like, okay, at least one day of the week for 1 hour, I'm scheduling in time to do art. And if I do more than that a week, like, that's great, awesome. But if I don't, at least I know that at the end of the at the end of the day, at the end of the week, I still get my hour of like scheduled art time in, and I think that's nice.
For sure. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's just like also an hour is like really not that long.
It's
You know,
not.
like I think it feels like oh fuck, I have to like be working all the time or like constantly be working on this thing, moving forward towards the other thing. But it's just like, yeah, 1 hour you can definitely just like cleanse the palate, refresh, do whatever you do. Like it really is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It reminds me of like the gym stuff of like when you start out, and it's like, look, like it doesn't have to be your whole life. You don't have to shift the entire paradigm of your day-to-day activities to go to the gym and get in shape. You can start by just going once a week and making that your thing. And then as time progresses and you want to do more with that, you can. But you don't have to, try to make everything so significant right off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, I don't know. There's something nice about working on multiple projects.
Yeah, I like it.
Keeps.
I think because like as you know, I've been working on like non-art creative projects, so I've been working on like programming projects and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
today/yesterday, I spent like 10 hours. Because I went to sleep at a decent time. I woke up at like 3 a.m. And I was like, I gotta work on this programming project.
As soon as your eyes open, you're like, I need to go.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm trying to sleep. It was like, but I could be programming right now. And I started working on it, and I didn't stop until like 11 a.m.
Honestly, that's like not bad.
It was a nice little session.
Yeah, you know, that doesn't need to be the standard, but like to have those moments, like a burst, is definitely not a bad thing.
I was telling someone, I think I feel better. I work better in bursts. Because I think I'm just like doing the thing until it's done, and then going into a little hole and just dying, and repeating the process after a couple of days. To me, that's a lot easier than consistently working on something.
Yeah, it's like a slow burn, and then
yeah.
Instead of for me, it's just like a slow burn through the whole thing until it just like gets to the end, and it like has one last strong blaze, and then it's just ashes.
Yeah, I'm blazing it from like start to go, and then I am collapsing into like a heap, and and I'm just
if someone was like, "Hey, Lily, you need like, hey, here's a bunch of dominoes. You need to like have them be upright and then fall," I would set up an entire course as best and as complicated as I could, and then knock down that first one. I feel like you would just take the box, flip it over, dump it all out, and be like, "Ta-da!"
Yeah.
And then and then start picking them back up, put back. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your box.
I
did what you wanted, you jerks. So. Oh no. Be strong,
what
computer.
Have you done?
Be strong.
No.
Don't you die on me, you son of a bitch. I need you.
It's been a total of like 4 minutes.
I think it's just auto saving.
What are you drawing? Oh, you're working on the
I
comic again, or what?
yeah, that's gonna be my that will be my masterpiece for this podcast. Is
Nice.
I'll work on this comic
Good.
and I love it. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since you worked on it.
and it has, but again, this podcast gives me an excuse to work on it, and it'll be a great thing for me to work on for 2024. And speaking of 2024, Lily Valor, I thought it would be nice for us to talk about our goals. I reflect on 2023 and talk about our goals for 2024.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Good,
I'm about
because
it.
that's the only thing I had in mind. And if you said no to that, we would have to shut this whole thing down.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah,
Yeah.
tell that one brain cell it did good.
Oh yeah. That was the one brain cell.
Nice. Let's taking it in. Okay, so what did we do this year?
God, nothing.
That's not even true. Not even true.
I know. It's been a good year. I don't.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like this year sucked a lot. But I think it's because like there's a lot more difficulty in it towards the end of it, but I didn't realize like how good it was, like from like when you look at it as a whole. Because you know when you're in the situation that you're in, that's the only thing that like you think of is like, ah, shit, I'm in this situation. You don't get really the luxury of looking back and going like, la di da,
Yeah,
everything's
like damn, I had a good.
yeah. Like you spent
Yeah.
8 months in like the Bahamas and like getting waited on and like drinking like mai tais on the beach, but you spent your last 4 months like living in like a small car and like fighting a rabid dog for food. You're not gonna be, man, this year was great. You're gonna be like,
Right. You definitely have a tendency to like remember the worst shit first,
yeah, especially
or
while
like,
you're in it.
especially if it's recent. Yeah.
Yeah. So this year so looking back I was like, ah man, like this year god awful. But no, actually this year was great. I finished my first in terms of art, I finished my first animated short. I learned Blender. I learned a lot of neat art things. I I learned like a lot of neat art stuff. I completed art projects.
Yeah, you never do that.
Yeah, all right. Let's not attack people
No,
during
I'm
their
playing.
reflection.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I want y'all to know. I'm gonna put you on blast. I want y'all to know. Lily, before we started this, before we went live, I'm calling y'all. Lily was like, "Oh no, you know, I want us to be nice. Look, we should be supportive and like let this be a moment of introspection and reflection." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds weird, but okay, fine, whatever." And Lily took 3 seconds and was like, "Fuck Magnus, I'm gonna attack him as soon as he's vulnerable."
The thing is, it wasn't even. I mean, it's kind of facts. It's kind of fact. I mean, we were talking about having forever projects. You know, we both got a million of them. So
Yeah.
cool. I'm right there too.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
No, like I finished an animated short. I worked on like I took some animation courses with some friends and like we completed that and that was cool. Like I learned a lot more about animation. And then I think the thing my biggest takeaway from an art perspective in 20 like this year is that I'm great and everybody else sucks. And now roll with me on this. Okay, everybody doesn't suck, but I definitely. What's a better way I can say that? I'm great. Everybody else sucks. I'm great, and what I do is me doing my own thing, and like nobody else matters. Like, and I felt really comfortable in that. There's a
Yeah.
nicer way for me to put this, but I think I think you know what I'm saying.
You're in your
Yeah,
lane, and
yeah,
you like your, and everyone else is in their lane, and you're like, nice, you can take that lane, and I'm gonna take this one.
yeah,
But in the past, the thing is, you have to still find your. I think a lot of times people don't know where to go, so they see someone else in their lane, and they pull up behind them, and they're like, oh, I'll just follow this. But like the person who's on that path already driving super smoothly because this is their path. Whereas like for you, you're getting like their shitty exhaust air and like pebbles and shit flying up. It's like that path isn't for you. You
yeah,
can't be in that lane. But a lot of people I think spend a lot of time being about that. So it's good that you found your own lane.
yeah. And it's something that like I had my lane and I was doing things my own way a lot, but I'd have people like my art journey a lot of times be like, there's something I want to do. And nobody around me is necessarily like doing it, but I had a lot of people who were like, "Oh well, I help you," but their help typically meant them going like, "Well, I help you do my thing," and a lot of the times it's like, "Well, I don't want to do your thing," and they're like, "Yeah, but you'll be better if if you let me help you by showing you how to do my thing," and I was like, no. Well, no. At first, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can get. I thought like the good thing would be like, well, maybe I can glean something from this. Maybe I can learn something from this. Maybe there's something good from this, even if it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I mean that's like taking courses for like a style you care to do.
Yeah, and there is some truth to that. They're like, hey, even if you don't necessarily, you know, want to pursue this, you can still learn
Yeah,
something from it. But at the same
for
time,
sure.
like, if you want
You
to
have
make
limited energy.
Yeah, if you want to make comics, you learning how to draw, um, or you doing oil painted landscapes is not gonna help you be make better comics. It'll help you learn how to. It'll teach you a lot of fundamentals about landscapes and oil painting. And if you want to make an oil painting comic, it'll help you with that too. But like, if you want to get better at making comics, you probably should just make comics. Um, I'm just
Yeah,
using
I
comics
mean,
as an
yeah.
example, but
No, I know, yeah. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, that's just knowing what to do. Like, just
yeah,
even being aware of yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't even have the, or don't, it's hard to, like, look at yourself outside of
yeah.
yourself. It's like, great job, Lily. But it's just like, I have to take a step back and look at my art practice and, like, what it means in, like, the greater scheme of things
Mm-hmm.
in order to understand, like, what my next step needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like I think a lot of people sometimes get stuck with
Yeah.
like not even knowing what they're meant to do or like what the art's supposed to mean for them. And so then
Mm-hmm.
like how are you supposed to figure out like what you need to do next or like what your path even is in art? If you like don't even know what you like about it.
Yeah, and that makes sense because usually when you start the art thing, it's just like I like this, I want to start doing it, and then you kind of refine it later. You don't
Right.
really.
But at some point in there though, for some reason all this other stuff picks up.
Yeah.
Like that should be the way it is, right? Where you're like I like this thing and that's why I'm pursuing it. But I think a lot of people at some point you lose that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like suddenly like now you're doing research, now you're looking up tutorials, now you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing other people's work and start comparing and then you're like, oh, am I doing the right thing? And like maybe I need to do like what's correct, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think over time you kind of start to do the thing that you like a little bit less.
Yeah, because there's
And that's like yeah,
a right thing you feel you should be doing.
yeah. And then I think that can stray people off. And so, yeah. I mean, the fact that you like have found this like you're comfortable, like the comfort is really important. Like
Yeah.
you You like this lane, you're cool chilling in it. You're not worried about who's driving in what other lane. You're you're chilling.
Yeah, and it makes me feel good because whether I'm working on a project or like I'm publishing stuff or sharing stuff or not, or like I don't know. I feel now when I'm like with a group of art people, um,
You are
I'm
you kind of are you referring to like imposter syndrome?
no, that's not it. I was gonna say I feel
Okay.
like now when this, in fact, it's the opposite.
Okay.
Like I feel now when I'm like with a group of not even art people or creative people, like
Yeah.
I feel like oh I'm Gucci, like I'm good.
I am also a creative person, yeah, and I'm allowed to be here.
Yeah, and well, not
Yeah.
yeah, but like and and there's a like and like there's that like you know that old proverb like empty barrels make the most noise.
No, but I understand, I think.
Where like like sometimes you're in like and I'm like a part of different many different like like group like art communities and servers and stuff like that. And I think I feel a lot more like I think early on in art stuff the back of my head was like well I'm not do I not like know enough to like or I don't know like am I qualified to be here but then like because there's just a lot of open discussion and then I was like well I feel like the people who I admire the most are just quietly doing their thing and I think I kind of want to I feel more comfortable embodying that
Yeah.
so now so I think that mindset has helped me go like oh well like I can just quietly chill here and do my thing and
And
that's
it's all
it.
good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's a good place. That's like that's such a compliment. That's good that you figured that out.
Yeah. So now, no matter what I do, I'm happy. And speaking of what I do, this is why this is a beta gamma. Well, who the fuck are we? Like,
Oh my god. Fuck, I don't even know how to answer that though.
you know? Okay, again, people, again, people in the beta gamma, if you're listening to this, or they're not in the future. This is Lily Valor, whose hands you can't see right now. Lily Valor specifically said to me, Magnus X, we have to tell the people who we are in the art world.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Lily. I don't know what that is, but go off. And
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh huh,
Okay, fine. Well,
uh huh.
we're just some pals doing some art. It's as simple as that.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. That's all I am. I
I
am just I am just a co-host on the Trying Art podcast. I am no one else.
that is not what I thought. You were. I'm so disappointed in you.
Aw.
Like,
You thought I was gonna go on a whole egotistic
not even an ego thing. Just
about being
like,
a legend,
yeah.
being yeah. I couldn't do it. It's just not. It's just
Can I do it for you? All
no.
right, I'm gonna do it for you. This,
It's gonna be so bad.
ladies and gentlemen, um, and non-binary friends alike,
Please
uh,
buckle up.
I'm going to introduce you to Lily Valor. There's actually a whole biography on her website, lilyvalor.com, that you can read to learn more about her. Where do I begin?
That was good enough. That was good enough. That was good
No,
enough.
no, 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 no. They have to know. They have to know. They have to know the history of Lily Valor. Some people,
They can just read.
some people are born. Lily was not born. She was handcrafted
I was so concerned. I was like, oh no, this was not rehearsed. I was so nervous. Oh, she wasn't born. I was like, oh, okay, I was manufactured. Are you calling me fake? He's calling me fake. He
No.
said, you fake machinery piece of shit. I was like, what?
No, I might be. This is gonna be your bio. This is gonna be a
She
clip.
wasn't born. She was someone's failed experiment in their basement.
She was, and since then, Lily's been built different from day one.
You call me a robot? I'm sorry.
Eric, while other people had serial codes with 6 numbers, Lily had 7. And that's the way she moves. Lily is an entrepreneur. She's a model. She's an artist.
Was.
There's no was. See, this is the thing about Lily too. Lily just did some modeling shit like 2 weeks ago. Was my ass?
Right here. I'm literally right here.
Lily does a lot of things. She builds communities. I say this like she works at a soup kitchen and she saves puppies from burning buildings and stuff like that.
Like Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah. She gave stock.
To write your articles.
Yeah, she gave stock options to Elon Musk, like all the. But like Lily's currently. Lily has a diverse history of like working with people, helping things be successful. She's one of those people.
I can't do this bag for you.
That's fine. She's one of those people who, you know, when people like do something and like, how the fuck did she do that? Lily's one of those people who's like, yeah, I did that. And when you ask her how to do it, it's like, oh, you know, I just did the thing. She is the embodiment of doing the thing. She wakes up, she does the thing, and she never stops. To my concern, sometimes I'm like, Lily, maybe you should stop.
Hold up,
and Lily goes, fuck you, Magnus, I'll stop when I feel like stopping. I go, all right, fine, and then I just leave. But that is who Lily is right now. Her current journey is that she's trying to build her own brand, that's like multifaceted. Like, you're seeing the art side, but she wants to do so many things that encompasses that. She wants to build a community, and she already has experience with this. This is just her doing it on her own, at her own pace, like with her manning the ship. And so far, this year, she's been rather successful. She's seen growth. She's established like a small following. She's built a community. She sold prints. She sold commissions. She completed Inktober. Her accolades are just this year. Her accolades are numerous and plentiful.
Okay, time's up, buddy. We're going over time.
And I believe this is just the start. And
there's a commercial break coming. You gotta hurry up.
That is Lily Valor, and I know some of you may be thinking that's really nice of you, Magnus. I only did this because I know it made Lily feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Ray, nice to meet you all. Okay, bye.
All right, now do me.
No, I just said I could.
Go on. This is
all right.
No, I'm joking.
Magnus here. Magnus here.
She said it 3 times because she has nothing.
Such as bullies in the art world, aka Lily Valor. Yeah, you know. Magnus this year has overcome feelings of inadequacy after meeting Lily Valor.
Is your bio on me about you about me meeting you?
So you want to know more about Magnus? Check out Lily Valor.
This was this is terrible. This was
Not that bad.
this was horrible.
You started it.
I did.
Okay.
No. We can go back to doing art. We can go back to doing
Okay.
art.
I had to cap the pen. I had to cap the pen. I was laughing, and it makes my hand shake.
All right.
You can't make me laugh anymore. We need.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, thanks for that. That was really nice. That was
Uh-huh.
that was a lot. You know, that was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you did a lot.
I did do a lot this year actually. You know, I think I've drawn more this year than I probably ever have in my entire life.
Mm-hmm. That
Wild.
is. I think it's great. I think it's great when you have a good It's one thing to get like have a good like art like season or spell, but having a good art year is such a vibe. Like it's like
Yeah, it's kind of intense. I feel like it happened really but yeah, I think looking back on this year, the main thing for me is just, I guess, keep doing what I'm doing. Clearly, it's like like working ?
Mhm.
A little bit, and so I guess whatever I'm doing is working, so I should probably just keep doing.
Yeah.
I guess it's like one of those moments where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Also, audience, before anybody gets mad at Lily for not hyping me up as much as I did her, which was a lot.
You're dramatic, and I'm less dramatic.
That's also true. Also, kings move in silence, and
Oh my god. Okay. Nope. I should have done the intro for you.
So people.
Magnus is
No, I was
at best.
just remember that. Just remember that. Kings move. Can I tell you a moment that happened to me this week?
Sure.
That like was interesting. So I was playing chess. Every just as an aside to everybody, I start my day. I literally start every day playing a game of chess, and I'm awful at it. It's not to like stimulate my brain. It's not for me to be smarter. It's not for me to strategize. It's literally for me to start my day by humbling myself. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's a humbling experience because I get wrecked. But I was playing chess yesterday or the other day, and I was playing this game with somebody, and I was winning, and all they had was a king left, and I had like 2 rooks and like 3 pawns and a king. Like I was beating their ass.
Okay,
And,
wait.
yeah.
Sorry. Wait.
Mhm.
So I am not.
Okay.
So wait. So there's check, which is whenever check and checkmate are two different things. Right?
Check is when you're threatening the king and they have to move it somewhere else so it doesn't get captured. Checkmate is when you
Is
win
but they
the
have
game.
no choice. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the king can't move anywhere and so you win.
Okay. Got it.
So what happened was that I was continuously putting this person in check because I basically had a bunch of powerful pieces and he didn't have any. And so there's a ton of these are time matches. There's a ton of time on the board, and he sends a request like you should draw. And I was like, I'm winning. Why would I do that? And so I declined it, and I kept like moving the pieces because I couldn't put him in checkmate because I was tired and I couldn't figure out. I wasn't taking my time to do it. So then he sends a message and he says, "You should just draw. This is embarrassing." Because I still haven't put him in checkmate yet. But I'm winning.
But you're still playing. Okay. Yeah.
Like, so here's the thing. I'm winning. He cannot win. He literally cannot win. He can only hope that I mess up so bad that it ends in a stalemate, or I just eventually beat him. Like, those are the only two options for him. And instead, he messaged me and goes, "You should just draw because it's embarrassing you haven't beat me yet." And I was so stunned by the audacity of this. Like, I'm beating you. Like, imagine you're out in the street. Somebody starts a fight with you. You win. They are on the ground bleeding, and they go, "You should give up because I'm not unconscious yet." Like, what? Like,
yeah, that's a tactic. That's definitely. I can see how that might work.
And eventually,
that would work on me. I would take a couple steps back after that. Okay, go ahead.
And eventually, I did beat him, and I was because I was like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, and I told him, you could have just resigned. Like, you would have rather, you tried to shame me away.
He tried to bully you.
Yeah,
into losing. Yeah,
from my certain victory. You tried to make me feel bad about beating you because I wasn't doing it well enough. That's
that is a weird battle to pick.
And like it stuck in me for a bit because like I kind of respect it, but on the other hand, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh well, I'm not even gonna try, like, because it's an inevitability. But the reason I brought that up is because I think that's a perfect definition of like stay in your lane. Because people are gonna, because even when you're doing well, even when you are winning, people will be like,
people will have something to say.
People will go, it's a shame you're not winning better, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, it's like you're literally losing. You go away. Yeah, no, that's definitely valid. That's definitely valid. People definitely are always gonna, and that's why you can't worry about their opinion too much.
In chess, it's a nerd game. Oh man, but yeah, that was a quick aside. So Lily, Ms. Valor, with all the accolades that I mentioned that you have,
yeah.
How's your 2023? How's your 2023 shaping out?
Honestly, it was pretty good. It was definitely pretty good. At the beginning of the year, I finished the Phantom Royal Flush, which I had started in 2021, I think. Right? I don't know. Yeah, so I finished a collection that I was working on. And I did a couple other pieces. Which is pretty cool. And then, oh yeah, that I did Inktober, like you mentioned. Which, Inktober was interesting because I had never done it before, but I had known about it for a long time. I was just telling someone the other day about this, but I think in a way I saw Inktober as like an initiation into like being a real artist. Not for everyone, just for me specifically. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is a ritual everyone needs to go through to, like, to feel legit. I think me personally, I needed to do it to feel a little bit more legit. Yeah. Because, like, growing up, whenever I heard about it, I was like, oh, wow, like, that sounds like, but that's, like, a thing that, like, real artists do. And, like, whenever I was that young, I, like, didn't have enough of a consistent practice to, like, really think that I could do it, I guess. I also think I had some sort of understanding of my skill level at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not good enough at like concepting or even, just sitting down to draw. Like, I'm just not good at doing the thing well enough to do this. But I was like, that's definitely like a cool, like, real artist sort of. And so it's funny that I forgot about it for like years and years until like this year rolled around, and I was like, you know what? I actually think I'm at a place in my journey and career where I could probably pull it off. And then I did, which was great. Even though it was hard. But I do think it like helped me at least gain confidence in myself as an artist. Like, it's interesting to me that like I didn't necessarily get that feeling from the other pieces that I completed this year, but that little project definitely was an ego boost.
That's good.
Yeah. And then to end the year, it was just basically commissions at some point. Well, the last personal piece I worked on was Icarus. So, that's pretty good. I mean, it's good that I've been busy with work, but it's like kind of unfortunate that I haven't had time for like a personal project. So I think come 2024, I'm going to use this time to work on something if I don't already have
something lined up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
But if I don't have anything lined up, then I'm just going to go like, all in on like first project. But while I have yeah. So it's been busy. It has been busy. And I've also had a lot of conversations with people this year, which has been pretty cool. Pretty much ever since COVID, it's just been like a whole lot of not talking to people, obviously, and also just not having anything to talk to people about. Like nowadays, I can talk art for like hours, man.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. But like I couldn't do that before. Like there was no one to talk to, and I also just didn't know anything. So.
Oh.
Well, yeah, kind of, but yeah.
It's bold that you think you know stuff now, but.
Yeah, no, I know. I definitely still don't know anything. But at least I can understand like what part of the experience is like more universal than others,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a normal feeling. Or I'll be like, oh, that's interesting that no one else feels that way. Or something like that.
So is there something that you feel you're most proud of this year? Is it Inktober? Is Inktober your biggest like?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely not. Honestly, it's probably the champion drawing that I'm most proud of. Because yeah, that was I kind of see that as my magnum opus at the moment, where I felt really, in a way, I felt underqualified to take on that commission, and yet it worked out.
Do you think that's what spurred like your kind of desire to like do more commissions?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. It was nice. Okay, that's another thing I definitely learned this year, where it's like there's a difference in clients who just want you to draw something because they know you can draw, or like you've kind of exemplified some sort of drawing skill, and they're just like, cool, draw this thing for me, purely you know how to draw. And then there's the clients who are like, I want you to draw this for me, not only because you can draw, but because you specifically draw a certain way. And that is, Champion was a really good commission for that, where what mattered most was that I was the one who did it, not so much that I just knew how to draw. And so that definitely sparked this sort of desire for more of those kind of commissions, where I'm like, I just need people to understand what I'm doing and appreciate it and show their support with their understanding. Instead of someone just being like, hey, you know how to draw, like, can you draw this like random thing for me? And I'm like,
you draw a pregnant Sonic for me?
No, fuck no, dude. What the hell?
Hey. My money's just as good as the champion guy.
Oh, whoa. I mean, if you paid me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You don't ask somebody for a pregnant Sonic for free. You
okay.
When you say those words,
do you care if it's stippled? Does it have to be stippled?
Absolutely.
Okay then. Well, yeah, we can talk after.
Yeah. I want. I'm not gonna.
Don't even. All right, save it for later. Do not even.
I was gonna say. I want
No,
extra.
I don't. I
Okay.
don't even know. No, no.
Fine.
Nope, nope.
Fine. I
Yep, yep.
won't say it. I won't...
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Anyway, what are your goals for 2024?
um.
Mine was just to keep doing what I'm doing, which is like really not that helpful without context, but it's all right. We'll get there.
Yeah. What the hell?
Huh?
Keep doing what I'm doing. What are you doing?
I'm just
You're terrible.
working. I'm just trying to be my best self, whatever that entails for me specifically, because everybody's different.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
And there's too much context. It's okay. That's
It's a
another episode.
podcast. What do you give?
Yeah, I know, but
Give the context. Is it context you don't
why
want
is
to give?
no, it's
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
not the right time and place.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. This isn't my show. This is our show.
Yeah. Yeah. Why does that mean?
Right.
Yeah, that means you have to also. You can't just go. What are your goals? My goals: keep it moving. So now you go. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to yes and?
You could just give your part.
That's cool, dog. All right, that's the end of the podcast. Oh gosh. Also,
I had a long intro. Like come on, get your airtime.
I did the intro. Also, oh, all right. So, some people gonna be all vague and shit.
You can talk about me.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
I guess I'll go. So I think. So the last 2 years I've had like very similar goals, and I've met like 3/5 of my goals.
Okay, sorry to interrupt real quick, but do you, without being specific, I guess, yet, do you have really specific goals, or are your goals kind of like, not like abstract, like, I don't know. Do you set like really specific, like numerical goals for yourself that you can have like trackable progress, or is it kind of like a
Yeah,
meta sort of?
I have both. Like I have
Okay.
the like okay, so um so I'll be transparent. These are things like I don't care. So one of my goals for like the last couple of years has been to like by the time I reach a certain age, I want to be making a certain amount of money a year annually. And so I know what that number is. And each year that I set that goal, there's like a range that I want to get within towards reaching that like certain number. So
I see.
yeah, so I know that like so for next year, like I don't think I'll reach that like that main number that I want. So the next year's goal is to make more money, and then there's a range that I want to settle like hit within before like that year ends. So it kind of hits that. Like if I have like lose weight as my goal, then I have like okay, these are the 3 numbers that I want to hit, and if I hit one of those numbers is good. That's like you met the goal. But if I go beyond that and hit like some of the other numbers that are like a little bit harder, then it's like cool. Not only did you meet the goal, but like you exceeded.
You exceeded it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and the same thing is for like art. Like, 2 years ago, like my goal was like to write more, but also in under that was to do National Novel Writing Month, which is like the writing version of Inktober.
Right.
And so when I did that, it's like okay, I was able to do both. And same thing with like this year was to animate more, which was to finish the animated short. So I did that. So that's how I usually have my goals where there's the abstract thing of like I want this to be a part of what I do throughout the year. and then there are like numerical goals within that abstract thing that kind of give me a
Mm-hmm.
direction for that. So I'm not just going like, I
Right.
want to draw more, but then like on day two, it's like, but what do I draw? What am I?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I think sometimes it's hard to like make those really specific goals. Because like the
Mm.
thing is, sometimes you just don't know what's gonna happen in life, and also
Yeah.
like you might change your mind, as things come up. But
Yeah.
like having kind of that overall like umbrella of a goal that you want to achieve, and then having kind of like I guess little like markers along the way or like milestones in a way, um, kind of help you feel like you're actually continuing to work on it.
Exactly. Like, cause like the weight loss thing has been a thing where it's like I really want to like focus on this, but there are things where it's like if you have to choose between going to the gym or like better stabilizing your income. I know somebody's gonna be like, well, why can't you do both? Both, shut up. um, in
We
this
have to know.
hypothetical situation, I can't. And if I'm still on target to meet like at least one of those like fitness goals, then I'm gonna choose the financial thing because that one's more important to me at that time. And so it's like,
Right.
yeah, and so like I want to make my goals something where it's like these are all the priority, but the priority for those individual things can shift based on
Yeah.
progress. Because there might be like a month where it's like I want to really hammer focus on the money thing, or it might be a month where it's like I really want to double down on the art, and it's important to like acknowledge those things.
Yeah, it like comes in waves. There's like
Mm-hmm.
different waves of stuff. Yeah, I think I'm honestly seeing that less, which I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if that's where I'm feeling tired.
That you're not seeing the
Um,
waves.
I'm like I am, but I'm not at the same time. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't help that like my stuff kind of takes a while too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like I, in a way, like didn't have time to really enjoy any of the commission work. Like I did enjoy it, and like of course I found joy in the process. But at the same time, it's like I did a commission, celebrated for like a day, and then I was like, well, I need to get all this next. Like I don't really have time to just like really, go on a honeymoon after I have just finished this commission or something. It's like I have just gone from one commission to the next,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of seeing it as these like little waves of pieces, it just feels like one giant commission wave
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like tired of surfing for a second.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, like I'm not working on a personal project in the background,
Mm-hmm.
which is, 2024 podcast is gonna be my way.
Yeah. Yay. Podcast. And I also like I think we talked about this a little bit before the podcast. But I also think there's also the the caveat of like you are doing this like as a career thing for money. And
Right.
so it's different. I think
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes, especially if you're around people who do it more as a hobby thing. And even people who are like, oh, well, I'd like to make money from this. That is a different mindset from like, I am investing on this being my main source of income. That changes like the
A lot.
dynamics. Yeah, it changes your relationship and dynamics with that thing. Cause like my
Yeah.
my main source of income is like writing, and because of that, there was a long period where it was just like I woke up, I wrote, I went to sleep, I woke up, I wrote, and like I didn't even read what I wrote. I was just sending it to get paid because I needed food. Um, and I had friends who like did similar things, and like they would go like, I hate writing, like I can't, like all I do is do it for money now, and like the client suck, and like it's just like a rough experience for them, and it's when it's tied to your livelihood, it becomes a more complicated relationship. Because this is the thing, like I love this thing and I'm doing it, and and I'm getting paid for it, and it's great. But it's also this thing that was like, well, if I slip up, then I don't get to pay rent this month,
Yeah.
and so it changes a lot. So yeah, so.
There's like a certain sense of like resilience you have to have at some point
Mm-hmm.
where like I don't spend really any time criticizing my work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I just don't ever, I don't have time to waste by sitting here looking at my art and being like, meh, it looks like shit. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, we don't have time for it to look like shit. We have to do it and go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just have to trust it's not going to be shit because I know it's not. I've done this enough and like, I've put in enough hours at this point. And like, I'm still getting better. Not to say that I like don't have room for improvement. There's so much room for improvement everywhere all the time. And I recognize that. Like, that's always there. The improvement is always happening, whether I'm doing it consciously or like on purpose or not. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
happening regardless. And so all I need to do is just show up, just
Mm-hmm.
do. And so I do think that like that kind of mindset can be adopted whether or not you're doing it for a career or whatever or making money off of it. But I agree that the money does change dynamic a lot
Yeah.
because yeah, it's like a whole nother level of like resilience that you have to have
And
um
you don't
with your own practice.
you don't get the luxury of suck like of
Yeah.
indulging in the fact that you suck, whether you suck or not. Like that's not a luxury you can like you can literally you can't afford it. Like
Yeah.
you have to you legit and I like so art like is kind of like it's kind of like my step away from that because like I don't want to make money from this, or at least like I don't want to make money from this in a way that I'm making something for other people because I already did that with freelancing. But a big thing with freelance writing was that for a long time, um, I had the whole mindset of like, oh, can I even call myself a writer? Am I one of master of ink and pen? Like, and all this like wax like philosophical stuff. But no matter when those thoughts appeared, I still had to just write. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what bullshit, it was like, oh, how can I define myself? Like, and eventually I realized it didn't matter because whether I gave myself that title or not, or like
Whether you
whether
realize it defined you or not, it defined you
yeah, because
from
like
like a realistic standpoint.
exactly like well none of this matters because I still have to wake up and write anyway. Like no matter what my like internal monologue is that day, like the reality is I have to get up and do this, and so all of this is stupid. Well, I know it's not. I'm sure there's some good thing about psychological, but like for the most part, it's like, oh well, none of this really matters because the only thing that really matters is that I have to do this, and and it's the thing that I chose to do, and
Yeah.
it's just a part of my life.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, wait, that's actually a really important aspect, bro,
Mm,
where it's like I chose to do this.
mm,
I thought about it the other morning because I was just feeling sad about the art, and when that happens, I have to remind myself that I'm like, you know what? I chose to do this.
yeah.
I don't have to do this if I don't want to. And you know, in my mind, I was like, I have the freedom to not do if I don't want to. If I don't want to do art anymore, I could just go get a normal job or whatever. But then, you know, in that moment, I was like, cool. Now that I've had entertained that thought, I do want to do this, and
Mm,
I do want to choose this, and it helps to like reignite that fire to recognize that choice.
yeah.
Even if it is hard, because it does get pretty hard. Uh, but yeah, it's also one of those things where you don't have time to be like nitpicking yourself about it in a way, like how you were saying with writing stuff, where it's like, you know, like there's like the philosophical side of things where it's like, how does this define me, and like, what does this mean for my identity, and like all those things, and that's great, and I highly recommend thinking about those things. But like, whenever you're in a crunch time,
We got
whenever
move.
you need it, yeah, whenever you
We got
need,
shit
like,
to
don't,
do.
we got shit to do. Yeah, like, this is who you are. Just fucking do it.
Think about that while
This
you
is who
filling
you
out that
are.
invoice. Like
Yeah.
you got stuff to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you're waiting, when you're waiting for people to respond back to you or receive the thing or whatever, just like,
Mm,
just go. Just go. Don't
mm.
worry. Also,
And
it's like, I
yeah.
don't know, even if you're not making money, if you're just sitting there and you're like, oh man, I want to do this thing, but like I don't even know like if it'll be good and what if it sucks. It's like you don't have time for that. Just fucking do it.
That's true. That's true. I definitely think just money gives you kind of not an excuse, but like
Yeah.
it gives you kind of like that
That
fire.
extra
Yeah.
incentive
Yeah.
slash like whip, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, cuz it's like, all right, I know y'all I don't know. I've definitely noticed that like there is a difference between like I don't want to do this for a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the people who are like, okay, cool. I'm glad you want to do this for a hobby. If this doesn't work out, like, I'm putting my life on this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's
No,
like
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like no, I agree.
mm,
Sometimes it's a lot.
it is. But
It's a lot. Good.
I
Do it.
think if you
There's definitely levels to it though. I
mm,
think especially with my husband being professional or like having been a professional soccer player,
mm,
like there's definitely levels to the intensity and the professionalism. There's definitely a lot. Like, can you imagine if you were getting like what if you hired someone to like put in new windows in your house and they're like in the you hired them to do this job and they walk in they're like I'm okay at installing windows and like they put the window in. They're like, ah, man, it's kind of trash, but like, it's all right. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, what? What? So it's like, as an artist, it's like for me going into it, like, I can't afford to be like, oh, like, I look at my art and it's like kind of okay, like whatever. It's like I need to get paid. My art's the shit. You want it, don't you? Like, of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
look at
It's
me.
like you just look at me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes you just have to, in a way, it's like, yeah, I don't want to say fake it till you make it because that's like not it, but like kinda, sometimes you gotta like,
I was about to say
yeah,
I kind of disagree with you.
you have to
Yeah,
teach people. Sometimes you have to teach people how to have confidence in you by displaying your own confidence in yourself.
yeah. You, I I know the fake it till you make it thing is very like boomer
Who wants?
like
Okay,
it's
sure,
very
yeah.
where it's like oh here goes another rich bastard. It's like oh fake it till you make it. And I understand. I know that's frustrating. If it pisses me off hearing it too. I'm with you. I feel you, but it's true. This is
It is, yeah. Like if I didn't treat myself like a legend, else I would treat it like a legend.
yeah. I don't even draw. I'm not even drawing right now. I'm joking.
What are we doing?
No, I am trying. I'm trying to figure out how
God.
to. But even, but like, yeah, there is something to say about the fake it till you make it mentality because
Yeah.
it's important.
Also, it's just like if you want to be a professional, you have to act like one, whether you are one or not.
Hmm.
And like, yeah.
And also
But
like,
but also it can be fun. It can be fun. It can be fun.
I was gonna say like, put some respect on your goddamn name. Like
For sure. Yeah.
like,
No one else is gonna do it, so you
There's a reason
better get
why
on that.
people's favorite characters are people who's like, I am the shit. It's like, oh, like, I understand. It's like, oh, how cringy. It's like, nah, like, do you? Like,
For sure. Yeah, there's a difference between having confidence and having an ego and blah blah blah. And obviously, if it's inflated, then it's a problem. But it's like keep yourself in check. Like, thing is, if you're good, or it's okay to be good. It's
yep.
like, do you think all these other like artists out here, Michelangelo was just like, meh. Like, stuff kind of sucks.
Michelangelo grabbed a paintbrush, smacked somebody in the face, and said, "I am an artist." And they say, "You know
Whenever
what?
he
I
had to paint
respect
that ceiling, whenever he had to paint that ceiling, he wasn't like, "Man, my art's too trash to be on the ceiling." He was just like, "Give me a brush right now. We don't have time." He said, "We need to get started right fucking now."
He did. And look at him, dead. Look
No.
So this that wasn't where you're
And
going.
that concludes our advice episode.
Oh goodness. Yeah. To wrap it all up, I think to wrap it all up is that New Year's coming up.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything drastic. You don't have to do anything dramatic.
Thank God.
Oh, and you can just you can set numerous goals. You can be like me and do have like your abstract goals and then more concrete things with it, or you can be like Lily and just keep on trucking, keep doing what you're doing.
I'm fucking.
And
yeah. Also, write that shit down.
Yeah. Oh, start a journal. There's one. Start
a journal. I'm about that.
Yeah.
Is that our top tip?
Start a journal. Start a journal. Eat, pray, love.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Lie more. Like that's my.
No.
Top advice.
No.
Top.
This wasn't discussed. We can't.
All right.
We can't.
Fine. Don't lie. That's a lie. Lie as much as you want.
No.
But no. I would say, in all seriousness, my one piece of advice, which is something that it took me years to learn: find your own lane, and like when you are in it, don't be a dick about it. Don't start telling people I'm in my own lane. I do things differently. And that makes me special.
I agree with that too.
Like,
yeah, true. Just do it and keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. So find your own lane.
You don't gotta drive with all your windows down and like the music on full blast.
Yelling, I'm in my own lane.
Close your windows, turn the fucking music down, just drive.
Yeah, just drive, keep doing your thing, and be a little confident. It'll work out for you in the long run.
Yeah.
And
one more thing I want to add to that too is just like, listen to your
what?
Because listen to yourself. Understand when you're in the wrong lane. If you're in the wrong lane, really think about that. Am I in the right lane? I don't know. I mean, I know for myself, but like, ask yourself. Check if you're in the right lane. What lane are you even in? Are you in someone else's lane? Are you in someone else's shadow? Like, you be your own person, or like, are you already your own person, but like, you don't even know what you like? It's like, think about that. Think about what you like. Think about what you enjoy out of the process. Think about what you want to do. Like, really tune into that, and you'll find your lane, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, for me, for example, it's like, stipling's my shit. For some reason, there was a point in time where I was questioning that, or like I was like, why is this my thing, and why can't I stop doing it? And instead of questioning it, I was like, you know what? That's just my thing. I'm just gonna take it. I like it. It never gets old to me. This clearly is what I'm meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at my life and everything that has led up to this moment. And yeah, sometimes when you connect the dots, oh my god, no pun intended.
Oh my goodness. God. And that's the end of the podcast.
That was a good one. I didn't even mean to do that.
That was a good one.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. Anyway, yeah, when you are able to connect the dots for your own like story and journey, it helps. So, like, sometimes your identity isn't even what you draw, or like, what you do. It's just really how you got there.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. Anyway, see See you later, 2023.
Why did you?
I sounded like
See you
so
later, 2023. Lily Dollar out.
Damn it. I honestly don't know why I said it in that tone. Like it did something to me.
All right.
See, I'm just school in the parking lot 2023.
All right. Time for our see, I can't say the I can't say the wrap up. I can't say the branded wrap up anymore because time for the wrap up. Let's do that.
So yeah, sure. For now.
How was your art progress today?
I got some line work done, and I started stippling on Howl's shirt.
Nice.
Today was the first day that I got to put down some actual dots on this thing. Originally, I just laid down some ink, and then, like I said, I did line work. But I actually put some dots down today, and it felt good.
Oh yeah, it looks good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's nice to revisit it.
I like that.
Yeah, how'd you do?
I drew a cat. And I drew part of a background. And then I forgot what my character looked like. Because it's been a minute since I drew him.
Oh.
And I didn't pull out the reference file, so it hit a bit of a snag. But
that's all right. I mean, did you have anything on this panel when you started? I don't remember.
Nah, this panel was completely empty.
Nice.
What I'm gonna do is we're gonna use this is special secret technique. If you're an artist, you're a manga artist specifically, I'm gonna teach you something. If you forgot what your character looked like because you're irresponsible, but they're in the background, what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw a blob.
Okay, you had me. In the first half.
You're gonna draw a blob. And you're gonna give them eyes. They're gonna be white. And you're gonna now I know you're thinking, oh, there's a blob, his eyes. Come on, Magnus. What are you doing? But what you're gonna do is you're gonna give it the hair that the character has. That way people know. Your blob is your character.
So put their silhouette.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Use a silhouette instead of drawing the whole character. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid advice. That looks like a Diglett.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know how to spell Diglett. Yeah, and if you want to see this done well, check out Nagatori. Please don't believe Nagatori sign. They have he blobs out a character in a lot of chapters, and it's really cute.
Okay.
But that's it. Hey, genuine art advice. But that's it for the podcast. We'll see you
in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometime in 2020.
Eventually, probably.